Hello and welcome to Rugby Players React with the good, the bad and the rugby and World Rugby. Each episode of this show, a legend of the game joins us to look back on some classic men's matches from the Rugby World Cup.
Lomu!
I knew that the fans hadn't had enough drama.
Oh, you're right, Tim. That would be much better. From the sublime...
Bigger! Off the field!
That was a very good day. To the ridiculous...
Surely!
No! What a shocker!
We'll be getting the insights of the greatest games that have been played in rugby's finest tournament from those who started.
Bigger! He's got it!
Tins is here. Hello. It's also very nice to have alongside today an all-black superstar who played 58 times for New Zealand, widely considered to be one of the greatest players to ever pull on a rugby test match jersey. Hello, Zinzan Brooke. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Very nice to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to today.
We are going to go through 2 Rugby World Cup matches, and the idea in this series is that we're going to link them to the summer tour fixtures, so there's a nice little lead in to what's to come over the course of the next few weeks or so. We're going to start, therefore, with the Pool C game in the 1995 tournament in South Africa. It took place at Ellis Park in Johannesburg, where famously the final took place a few weeks later. This was the game in which one of the game's greatest exponents made his name, the first time we saw the great Jonah Lomu. Did you know at this point that Jonah was going to be something very special, or did he still have a fair bit to prove?
Yeah, I remember trying to tackle him in the All Black trial, and he just absolutely sat me on my butt.
I think I've heard you say that the first time you met him, you sort of turned round to meet him and had to sort of look up.
Yeah, I did. Honestly, he was just ginormous.
Ireland had come fourth in that year's Five Nations. They only won one game away at Wales. New Zealand, on the other hand, the hot favourites. Okay, at this point, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the World Rugby YouTube channel for additional shows like this, as well as highlights. We've got moments from the archives as well for you, and a whole lot more. So turn on your notifications to make sure that you never miss a video. For all the talk and for all the sort of respect that New Zealand held, it was Ireland who took an early lead.
I did love the tight shorts back in those days.
You like tight shorts? Gary Halpin.
Terry Kingston throws. It's on the New Zealand side. What does the referee say?
So this was Wayne Erickson penalising New Zealand, I think, for lifting in the line out, which shows us how far back we've gone.
You could lift the line.
Really? Oh, yes, self-appointed only.
Let's look at the outside arm here. I think it's coming from Larson.
Yeah, little sneaky lift at the back.
Then they got under him a bit.
And Craig Dowd.
But then
not doing a lot to support
then they
the
abandon it.
Exactly.
Well, you can't say you lift him and then bring him down, can you?
They've come back, and they're going to really hit this pass at top clip.
This was the great era of rugby for me. The old set piece, set, tap, play.
Watch this.
And then here comes Gary Halpin.
Halpin!
And the best celebration I've ever seen.
The greatest celebration of all time. I'm not
sure. Did you notice this when he did it? Did you think that was disrespectful, or do you just think he got carried away in the moment?
Oh, well, look, it's Gary Halpin.
Garrett Halpin puts Ireland into the lead.
Tell me about Gary Halpin, obviously having played with him at Quins. Very, very sadly gone.
Yeah, look, outside of the rugby, he's a lovely character. I enjoyed his company, but he was a spare of the moment where he had a couple of wee signals. Which I'm sure the All Blacks would have understood what he was what he was demonstrating. But
it's a bold time to do it at 4 minutes into a game, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
against the best team in the world.
Yeah. Those All Blacks here would have been absolutely peeved off.
So Eric Elwood then converts successfully to put Ireland 7-0 up, and then 2 Andrew Merton's penalties reduced the lead to just a point. So then in the 22nd minute,
that's a free kick for New Zealand.
The World Cup. And it is worth taking a deep breath. The World Cup got its first introduction to the phenomenon that was Jonah Lomu.
Look, see, another set of wall.
Whatever happened to the wall?
No, it's a duplicate, a dummy, and Bunce has got it, and now Bishop, and now Lomu.
So this was the first. 1, 2, 3.
And he pushes off a whole bunch of them. And he makes the try for Walter Little.
Getting beyond the first tackle. I would say pretty much every single time Jonah could do it.
Yeah.
Worth saying at this point, we'd love you to leave a comment. We'd love to hear what you would like us to get into on Rugby Players React. So do make sure you leave a comment down below. But this is the moment, really, with Jonah Lomu's first try of Rugby World Cup 1995.
Good position here for New Zealand, a good central position.
Look how quickly the scrums get set up. That's what I would say.
Crouch, touch, engage.
And a running entry
hit
as well.
Look at this. This is not... Look, bit of argy-bargy. How's your father?
Is that Mike Brewer playing it?
Mike Brewer.
Mike Brewer, caught by Bradley. Kronfeld.
Josh Kronfeld.
He breaks a lot of tackles, to be fair.
Yes, yeah, he
But
does.
For someone who you wouldn't see as a, necessarily a tackle breaker, he breaks a lot.
So that is Richard Wallace and one of the greats in Brendan Mullen. And they were
They just got squashed, didn't they?
Pulverised.
Look, yeah, look at the
Richard Wallace.
They go backwards. They go backwards now, so then it's done. And then that's very tactical that he's just dived over his own play. I tried. I couldn't quite make it.
Number 11, Jonah Lomu.
He just kicks it straight to him. It's like a pass from the All Blacks. Yeah. It's like...
You're wishing you'd put a bit of a boot on that, aren't you?
So obviously Lomu's try, Merton's conversion then put the All Blacks 13-7 in front. Frank Bunce, who's one of Tim's all-time favourites, then charged down an attempted kick to run in another score 3 minutes later. That put New Zealand further ahead by 20 points to 7. But I won't use the expression plucky Ireland. They didn't give up.
Lomu.
The damage that Lomu's doing.
It's on the Irish side.
Great turnover, though. I didn't see the number of who it is. I mean, you get pinged that nowadays, just popping it out the back.
Popplewell's caught by Mertens.
Come on, Pops.
Popplewell.
Elwood.
He gained a lot of respect in New Zealand in '93, didn't he, on that Lions tour?
Bell. What a tackle by Bunce. Stopped the try, or has he? The try is awarded for Dennis McBride.
Gagan plays such a critical part in this try there.
Gagan was, he just was.
His arms running outwards. Nine Evans, it's one of those people where you tackle and all you could ever find was bone, so it always hurt.
What a tackle by Frank Bunce, though.
Is that a knock-on? Would that be a knock-on, or was that a turnover? Plucky turnover.
On hand to crash across.
He could definitely pull those shorts a little bit higher, couldn't he?
A lot of Simon Cowell activity going on there.
So this is a vital kick for Ireland.
It's one thing that Ireland never do is they never give up. I mean, they're a great team to play because you can't relax at any point, or they'll keep coming back.
So that is half-time, with New Zealand 2012 in front.
Referee was right there, and it's lifting against the Irish pack.
So again, free kicks all over the place. More lifting. Everybody's trying it. No one's getting away with it. And the wall.
The wall is back.
I would pay good money for teams to bring the wall back again.
Mertz doesn't look like he wants it.
And there he goes. It's a decoy again. Out to Bunce. Out to Kronfeld. Lomu.
Just so easy.
That's a good pass from Josh, actually, I have to say.
What can you say?
He looked fired up. Yeah, he looks fired up there.
25-12.
Why do we not see the wall anymore?
It can serve its purpose.
Yeah.
But then you can also get melted in the back. The link play between them, always got the hands free, and Josh would always be there to just link up.
Was a comfortable try for the big guy.
It was a bit like the shark and the pilot fish in this tournament, wasn't it, between Jonah and Josh Kronfeld?
Basham, straight to Little. Little out to Lomu.
So just give it a miss one. See ya.
He's only got one.
See ya.
2, 3, just everybody. 3, 4. Well done, Gagan. 5. There's the
And
pilot
then that's
fish.
a great offload.
And a try has been scored. That is stunning.
Going back now. I'll be like that. Ref, check it.
No.
He doesn't ground it.
He doesn't ground it?
No.
Who's played a very, very good game in support, gets reward.
He misses
Richard
the grounding
Wallace.
there.
But look at him.
Oh, you're right, Tins.
Yeah.
TMO days. It might be a question, that one. But I still love the fact we just get on with it. It deserved to be a try.
Damn it, he was a secret for a while, Jock. Now everybody knows about him.
It's amazing how down the percentages are, and it's 60%.
Imagine social media if they saw that. It would go ballistic.
71%, I know.
See the big screen in the background.
Oh, wow.
What a shocker.
He's completely duck hook, Mertz.
Is that me off the tee? Wow, you don't see them miss by that much very
No.
often anymore, do you?
Victory for New Zealand, 43-19.
So New Zealand ended up winning that game by 43 points to 19. And if that lit the fuse on Jonah Lomu, the game that really saw him explode across the globe was the semi-final. So we can't have you here and not show you this game. The question I want to ask you here, because we're going to have a look at your drop goal, is imagine if you'd done a Mertz and you'd shanked it wide. How many hours of your life would you have got back, do you think, from not telling the story?
Or would you have gone
30
straight back
years?
home, straight onto the back garden and gone, right, you need to work on this?
All I would have said, I said, look, we still won by 42 points.
Slide kick by Ben Clark. Zinzan Brooke, he's trying a drop kick from a million miles out. What a
Mark's had a
It's a lazy
style.
leg. Well, it's a lazy leg, that, isn't it? It's just
That's the setup.
you haven't tried to welly it. You've used the momentum of you being on the run.
Correct.
What an amazing goal by Zinzan Brooke.
A little bit
nice
of a
fade on
bit
it
of
as
baby
well.
fade.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I was
That's
allowing
not
for
your
the,
golf swing.
I was allowing
is
for
it?
the wind.
Oh, of course you were. Yeah.
Did anyone in the kick go, Zinny, what you do? Great kick,
Yes.
great
when,
kick, Zinny.
when I'm there, Mike Brewer is screaming at me because Jonah's out there, and I just said, Bruiser, just relax, just
got
watch this.
Watch this.
So that was obviously your moment in this game, but the 4 tries that turned Jonah Lomu into a global superstar.
Wide to Lomu. He's got the bounce. He's handing it off his opposite. Lomu. To Lomu. Look out. Lomu in again. And the bounce has gone to little. Kronfeld. Lomu. 3 for Lomu. Intercept by Bishop. Lomu. Hands off Tony Underwood. Lomu. Heading for 4. That's the most brilliant quartet of tries you'd ever wish to see.
He made those tries look easy. You know, it's just phenomenal, and you know, you just got to take your hat off to him.
No one had ever had to deal with something that can move that fast and was that big and could sidestep. So everything in your body is telling you don't go near him. And like that, most of the time they didn't go near him.
Right, well, at this point, let's just remind you that it is, of course, a World Cup year. It's Rugby World Cup 2021, taking place this year for obvious reasons, taking place as well in New Zealand in the autumn. It is the first World Cup to be held in New Zealand since 2011, and the first time ever that the women's tournament has been held in the Southern Hemisphere. It does promise to be a truly special moment for the game in a very special part of the world, the land of the long white cloud, and tickets have just gone on sale. So if you are based in New Zealand or you fancy travelling down there to support your nation in the tournament, be sure to secure your tickets now, and we have a link in the description if you'd like to find out more. Do check it out. Let's move on to our second game between the All Blacks and Ireland, who are obviously facing off against each other in a 3-test series this summer. This game comes from the 2019 Rugby World Cup quarter-final. And the interesting thing about this is that Ireland won 2 of the 3 previous games between the two sides, including the historic 2016 victory in Chicago. And that was the first time they'd ever beaten New Zealand.
Do you watch through the history of the Haka and go just say how much better it's got and what a spectacle it is now?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You were quite instrumental in that, actually, wasn't it? So Buck Shelford was the first who really said, right, this has got to become a tool that we use. But you carried that on?
Yeah. Well, you know, this is a war cry. The native New Zealanders, the Maori, which is what I am.
Yeah.
What you did before you go to war.
I do think TJ's up there as one of the best leaders of it.
Yeah.
Gives it everything.
Yeah.
Where does the honour of leading the Haka sit relative to all that you achieved in the game?
Oh, it's magnificent. Just when you are the leader, you shouldn't be actually out in the front.
You want to be in the heart of it?
You should be in the heart of it, because the warriors should die before the leader.
It's game on.
Were you very confident for the All Blacks going into this, or were you a bit nervous off the back of the losses?
I was apprehensive a little bit, but what the All Blacks need to do is respect what's happened before, and when you've had it done to you once, you know, what you don't want to do is get it done to you again.
Smith scanning for options, getting it to Kane. By that Smith, Aaron Smith reaches out and jams down the first 5-pointer for New Zealand.
How high did you rate him?
No, just special. He's a great go-to man, as in terms of, you know, he's always doing all this to the players.
Yeah.
You know, come on,
Energizer.
You know, absolutely. I just love his.
That's what you need off a 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Constantly kicking you off the
constant
floor. Get
banter.
off the
Come
floor.
on. You know, and he just sniffs it out. Look.
Just sees an overfold.
Yeah. And
There
he
you
sees
go.
it. Look, 2 of them, they all went to the same side. You see, because they're late off the ruck.
he's just too sharp, Aaron Smith.
That ability to spot that, as well,
Yeah.
the heat of battle, blowing out of your backside. Is
Yeah.
just,
And almost not try and go too early. It's all
Yeah.
a timing thing as
Correct.
well.
and once All Blacks start getting on a roll, they were such a well-oiled machine at this point. I think they'd won their previous 17 Rugby World Cup matches, or they'd obviously won 11 and 15, trying to make it the hat-trick. Once you go behind to an All Black side that knows what it's doing like this, it's very, very hard to wrestle
Well,
back.
and you always have to know that second half coming, they score so many points.
Yeah, the fitness levels.
Yeah, and they up the pressure. They play their way into a game. Everyone always thinks they throw it around from everywhere. It's very balanced of how the All Blacks attack, and then it just ramps and ramps and ramps.
Good Hugh sends it out the back for Reece. He goes across to Bridge. Reece to Bridge. George Bridge. 3 away now. Can they ice it? New Zealand getting close. Ireland come round the corner. Smith looking for his second. He's over. Is it a try? Is it ever for Aaron Smith?
The awareness to realise that guy's definitely going to be punished. He's offside now. He ain't going to tackle me again, and he's left a hole.
Yeah.
He just reads, there's no defence to the left, and he goes there, Aaron Smith. He is the lead.
Was Smith one of the most influential All Black players of the last 8, 9, 10 years?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's remarkable. You know, he's another one of those guys. He's like a 1.5 man.
Yeah.
But also going through that transition period of having done 15 and 11 and losing those players after 15 that he lost. You've got to have someone who drives those standards and will keep lifting with quite a new batch of players that were coming in terms of especially around that back line.
Yeah. Okay, Ireland, it's one of those days for poor old Ireland where just nothing went right, and all the hopes of going into a World Cup quarter-final just end up unravelling. So this was Ireland again, who at the time, well, certainly in the year before, had won a Grand Slam and were a hugely well-oiled machine in attack. But then you come up against an All Black side on a day like this.
Barron finishes it off. The All Blacks machine is purring in Tokyo.
Carney's playing fullback. It's a small thing, and he just gets his line wrong and comes short. If he's a little bit wider, he's through the biggest hole ever. But by coming at so short on him, he puts a massive sort of mind block in the centre. He's got it, and then ball hits the floor, and that's what New Zealand do.
So that really put New Zealand in full cruise control, 22-0 at that point, and then the 9 phases this runs for.
I can say from a player who's been in this situation, when you get a scrum here, you're probably going to be in trouble against the Kiwis, always. This just also shows how New Zealand, everyone thinks it's all razzmatazz all the time, but I mean, that's a penalty all day long, but it's not. The pick and go grunt game is always nuts and bolts of what it's built on. You earn the right to go wider.
What's this, about 7 phase?
Lethal in close. Linnett Brown. Ireland defending well. Moody lets it go across his face to Reid. Back to Taylor.
That is so symptomatic of New Zealand at this stage. They just had the all-court game to take you on up
and
front.
the
take you
pressure
off
just
out wide.
keep putting you under pressure, because if you don't give a penalty away,
Look how economical he is.
he's
Oh, hardy.
But his growth in that All Black shirt's been extraordinary, isn't
That
it?
has been, absolutely.
Into a proper leader of men.
Yeah.
Free in the tackle, the awareness, the support play, in complete control the whole time. Kieran Reid in that contact situation, and the hook is over.
There are a few special moments in this fixture as well, actually, that are worth noting. So we had all 3 Barrett brothers on the pitch at the same moment, and there was a fantastic send-off for a friend of the good, the bad, and the rugby, Sir Rory Best.
The score, 34-0 in favour of New Zealand, and it's another Barrett. It's Geordie Barrett who joins the party.
How hard is it to get? I mean, obviously you played with your brother, but to get 3 on the field at the same
Exactly, I know. And there's another 5 of them, isn't there?
Yeah, and Sir Rory Best, who leaves the field for the last time as an Ireland player and our skipper.
Yeah, he's been an absolute legend in Irish rugby, really has. What a man.
Must be very, very tough to leave something you care so much about off the back of a scenario like that.
It's always the risk, wasn't it? It was always going to be the risk. But just imagine if he'd retired before and they'd gone and won it, he'd feel worse about it, I'll tell you that.
So, I mean, sort of rather summing up the fact that this wasn't Ireland's day, another promising attack that unfortunately...
Which Robbie Henshaw's going to be thanking us for, no doubt.
It's Murray. There might be some room in tight. Grab it ahead. Surely the try.
Oh, no.
You just know sometimes, don't you, that those are
It's not
your day is done.
That kind of sums up Ireland's night. Robbie Henshaw cha-chings it.
And we know what quality of player that Robbie Henshaw is. It's just
That's a lovely little dink there.
like, I'm going to get it down. Can't mess it up. Oh, no.
I think he closed his eyes.
Hopefully he's not going to watch because that's going to give him nightmares
that's-
again.
Robbie Henshaw did make amends actually for his drop ball in the end, got over the line, but the All Blacks won by 46 points to 14. It was very much the end of an era for Ireland and for Joe Schmidt and for Rory Best. Joe Schmidt retiring from coaching, Rory Best retiring from all things rugby. And the All Blacks went on to the last four, where they came up against an inspired England side who won that day by 19 points to 7. I'm not sure I've ever seen a better England performance.
I don't think there's been a better England. Well, there definitely hasn't been a better England performance in any World Cup. There were some good mullets in that 2019.
Yes.
It was, yeah.
as well.
From the trendsetters of 87 to the trendsetters of 2019. What a lot of fun reminiscing with you.
Yeah, it's nice.
Some great times.
Yeah.
Some great days and some great men and players as well. That is it for this episode of Rugby Players React. Many thanks to Zinni, many thanks to Tins as well. For more great rugby content, including a special extended reaction from this episode, do head to world.rugby/video. There is a link in the description below. But thank you very much indeed for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.